And we are live. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. This is your boy James, and you're watching my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews, where I'm here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen in this video, but that's okay. I'm going to live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Good evening. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. Please subscribe to Mrs. Best channel as well. Her information is in my description box. Any reviews or recaps I do not cover on my channel, it's because we cover on Mrs. Best channel. We have 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days and also the single life. We have Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We also have Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then in matter of me, Keywan, and Mrs. Best, we guys give you love during lockup over the weekend, which is always a great time. So you guys make sure if you don't want to miss those lives, you would click on her link in my description box, subscribe to her channel, and be sure to tell her James sent you. So, y'all, we have Married to Medicine, this very interesting, 3 episodes chopped into one contraption of Married to Medicine. Now, this is where I feel like what Heavenly was saying, how they waited to her episodes came in where they just chopped everything and then put it in there, because this all looks like a mixed massage of 3 episodes into one. So we first start off with Angel. Angel has a movie premiere event that, you know, I forgot what the name of the movie was called. I think it was called Sin. I think that's what the movie was called. And she's an actress. She said that she's been doing modeling and acting for a very long time. That's actually how she paid to go to nursing school, which a lot of people are doing now. I know that April Jones did it, and I think Shamari DeVoe has also did that as well. So they're using their money and investing and getting themselves, you know, fallback careers. Not mad at her. I think that that's actually brilliant and very, very smart. So she has some of the ladies join her. Of course, Quad's there because they are friends outside of this show for real. And then she had Dr. Mimi there. She had Dr. Contessa there. And she had also Dr. Simone there. Was Brandy there as well? I want to put Brandy in there too. But I feel like Brandy may not have been there.
Even if she was, we wouldn't have cared.
So they're, you know, talking and, you know, sitting on the couch and everything. And the executive producer comes up and he goes, "Oh, y'all ladies are beautiful, but especially you." And when he points down, it's Dr. Contessa. And I was like, oh God, now what the hell going on? What kind of premiere is this? And so Contessa, you know, she took it a good stride. You know, everybody, you know, she says that it's, you know, she can't help it. She's beautiful. And Dr. Contessa is beautiful. I loved her hairstyle. It was actually cute on her. So they're talking about the movie and everything, and then it comes time for them to actually watch the premiere. So they're sitting up top, and as soon as the movie comes on, all you hear is snoring. And then when the camera pans in, Contessa is knocked out. And Dr. Simone was like, "I don't know why she's sleeping. It's not like she on call, so I don't know why she's sleeping." I said, "Damn, Simone, you didn't have to shade her like that. She's still a damn doctor at the end of the day. So why do what?" But anyways, y'all, everyone's hearing the snoring and Angel looking over like, "What's going on?" And Mimi was like, she's tired. She's tired. Like don't do nothing. And so the movie ends. Contessa wakes up and she goes, "Oh my God, Angel, it was so good. Good job." And I said, "Contessa, how much of that movie did you actually see?" So, Mrs. Best, I had to ask you, are you going to be watching Angel's movie is my first question.
No, I mean, if I see it on an app or something and I'm looking for something to watch, yeah, but I'm not going to go out looking for it.
Yeah. Hey, Shani, if I did not acknowledge you in this video, I'm so sorry. But thank you for being first up in here. Okay, so Brandy wasn't there. I thought I saw her, but then, you know, like Mrs. Best said, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. She's been staying up trying to get that building together. Yeah, Contessa, from what I understand, Contessa worked like the Eugene. She just doesn't do ER. But from what I understand, she does pretty much, she busy like Eugene. She got a whole bunch of things going on at one time. So I'm like, oh, okay, Contessa. I like a strong person that, you know, make that money. So as the ladies finish watching the movie and then they come together, basically Simone says that usually her and Cecil are in charge of the couples trip because they typically are in a good place with each other for the last several years when the couples trips come around. But since they're at a disconnect right now, they actually are going to go ahead and pass the torch to Toya and Eugene. And everyone was kind of like, oh, Toya and Eugene. And Dr. Mimi was puzzled from the moment. She goes, I don't know if they really are in the best of place because, cut back to a few weeks ago, we saw them getting into it at their house and everything. So Dr. Mimi is coming from the standpoint where when you say a couple's at a great place, from what I just witnessed, that doesn't seem like a great place to me, but maybe that's just how they are in their relationship. So, Mrs. Best, do you think that Toy and Eugene should have been appointed to start the couples trip this year? Do you think that they were the couple to do so?
Absolutely not. This is the couple to be nothing like. You have a simp ass nigga who only knows how to do what his wife says, and then he's willing to work himself to the bone instead of manning up and telling her, I can't keep working 4 different jobs that require 6 hours of travel a day. And then you got the woman who don't care how to talk to her husband and says that the only reason she's with him is because God told her to, according to an interview. They should not be planning anything but to get an accountant to figure out their finances.
Now, who would you have wanted to do the couples trip since you didn't want Toy and Eugene? Because I also agree with you. I would.
The couples trip is overrated. I don't think nobody needs to lead or plan it. Just shuffle it. Because it's basically a cast trip. It's not a couples trip, especially since single people are coming. Just let whoever plan it or everybody plan it together.
Honestly, if I had to give it to somebody to plan, I have to look at their vacation Instagrams again because I feel like Toy and Eugene would be a good contender. But at the same time, I feel like I probably would have given it to Quad and King. Just because of how this episode turned out, it felt like they just took control of the couples trip at some point. I probably would have gave it to them just based on where they went. But it ends up working out anyway. So that was pretty much it. We see Toya and Eugene talking over the couples trip and they're trying to set the rules and everything. And she basically reveals to him at this moment in the episode that she saw that she put some ideas in Chat GPT. I gotta learn how to use that. I really do. I'm not too familiar with it at all. I didn't even know what it is until Mrs. Best told me a couple weeks ago. So y'all, I'm so late on technology. Charge it to my mind and not my heart. I promise y'all, I'm trying to get this technology together. So I didn't know what the hell that was. And so I'm learning more about it. And so based on what Toya wanted, it picked out Jamaica. So they're talking about, what rules they should have and everything. And thank you, Shani. Oh, you just validated me. I had to stop my thought. Thank you, Shani, so much. Because I was like, what the hell is that? What is that? Is that a person? So when I first heard it, I thought it was a rapper. I said, what does this music sound like? And what does he do? Is he another T-Pain that just creates, auto-tune? Like, what does he do? And everybody just looked at me and just put their head down. I said, oh, Lord, I just said something wrong. I done turned into that old-ass uncle, I guess. But, yeah, thank you, Shani. You just validated the hell out of me, and I love it. But after, they set up some rules and stuff, pretty much we saw all the couples packing up the trip and everything. And from what I understand, they all did not travel together because not everybody was available at the same time. I didn't know what that was about. That was actually weird to see. So in one section, you have Dr. Jackie. She's traveling without Curtis because Curtis apparently was in Canada on a golf trip. And, that happened. And we have Toy and Eugene. We have Simone and Cecil. And then we have in another plane, Quad King, Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Damon, and then Brandy's husband, unfortunately, because they don't have people to watch their kids, they don't live in a place where their families are close by. So they were only able to work out, for one of them to be gone for one day. And also Brandy has to leave the trip early. So Brandy's coming. Angel, of course, is single, but we know that her man will show up later in the episode. We saw that in the trailer. So, and then lastly, Scott has a procedure to be done, so Scott and Contessa are going to be late. And then who am I missing? Did I cover I got everybody, right? Oh, Mimi and Steve. I don't know what happened with them, but they're on probably another flight. I thought they said he was in Colombia. No, he was in Canada. I saw the flag. Yeah, no, he wasn't in no Colombia. He was in Canada. He was out there on a golf tournament. I was like, I forgot they did that out there. But yeah, that's where he was. So we primarily focused on Toya, Eugene, Dr. Jackie, Simone, and Cecil, and they were talking about where's Curtis. And Jackie said, well, I got something to tell y'all. I got something to tell y'all. So me and Curtis are actually separated. So he won't be coming on the trip with me. And then she starts laughing because she could take herself serious. And I said, Dr. Jackie, I don't know why I believed that when you said it. I don't know why I believe that. Mrs. Best, did you believe Dr. Jackie when she told the group jokingly that her and Curtis were separated?
I just want Dr. Jackie to leave the show. And honestly, they could have kept this episode.
So that's how Mrs. Best feels. Let me know in the chat. Did y'all believe Dr. Jackie? Because I don't know. That just felt real to me. That just felt like she was saying her and Curtis were separated, but I digress. So they get to everyone shows up to the whole, event space or hotel, sorry, the resort. And everyone goes to their room, and then Toya was like, oh yeah, we got to turn up. We got to go to the club. Not all of them went to the club. It was just some of them. So it was like Toya, Eugene, Quad, and King, Angel, Brandy, and Simone and Cecil. They went to the club and looked like they had a great time. It was a great atmosphere. So the next thing we see is Dr. Heavenly goes to Dr. Jackie's room. And she walks in there, laughing and everything. And she said, what's wrong, Jackie? And Jackie said, I got to tell you something, Heavenly. And she said, well, what you got to tell me? And she was like, Heavenly, I need help with the Met Gala. And Heavenly bust out laughing. Heavenly said, I tried to tell y'all asses. I tried to help. Y'all said y'all didn't need my help. Jackie, get the fuck away from me now. Get the fuck away from me. And Jackie was like, yeah, see. She goes, with toy handlers, nothing has been, done. They still need to purchase tickets. They still need to get the vendors. They still need to do a whole lot of shit that Toya is supposed to be doing. So, Mrs. Best, were you surprised that Dr. Jackie had to go over to Dr. Heavenly and ask for help again? Because she had to do this
No,
with Phaedra too.
no, Toya can't handle. See, I get that they were trying to prove a point with Toya, but when you saw that she wasn't handling stuff, instead of going and asking heavily, you should have publicly stated, Toya, you're not handling things right, so the rest of us are taking over. That's how you teach someone their lesson.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you because, and that's the thing. I don't know if they're just scared of Toya. I don't know what it is, but I would have been told Toya, like, look, you ain't stepping up, so I got to demote you, and then I'm gonna ask Heavenly to take over your spot. That's what I would have did if it were me, but mum's the words, because not everybody works like me. So that's it. Shout out to my girl Keywan J. Y'all, please subscribe to her channel. Her information is in my description box. Keywan, thank you for being here, my love. I definitely appreciate you. Y'all do what she say and like up the video. I appreciate that. She said it's funny how they gave Toya the Met Gala and the couples trip. I thought that was funny too, because it's like she doing a lot this season, and I don't understand why. But that's neither here nor there. So we then get to the point where it's the next day and everybody arrives. And from what we understand, according to King, because King is from here, he lived here up until he was about 9 or 10, and then they moved to the States. So they're going to do a charity donation, which his cousin, who I forgot her name, I'm sorry, y'all. As I said, this episode was so crazy cut up that I don't remember her name, but his cousin is the head honcho, and they're all going to basically be an inspiration to these kids and giving them, kind of like a career day at the elementary school kind of situation. That's what it reminded me of. So everyone's pretty much showing up there. They had toiletries to give to people. It was very nice. This is one of the things I do love about Married to Medicine is that, the philanthropy and the giving back is always there. I still, in some capacity, would have liked them to do like the medical pull up where they're checking people's temperatures and checking for people and everything. I still wanted to see that in some capacity. Mrs. Best, was I alone in that? Did you want to see that too?
I'm cooking. You got to repeat that.
Oh, it's okay. No worries. I was saying like usually I'm here for when they do their actual duties and they go and help people, give them medical advice and everything. And they didn't really do that this time. They were just doing kind of like a career day for like people in the community. Would you have wanted to see them help also people with medical um, treatments as well?
I mean, of course we would want to see it, but we have to be realistic. Their medical license doesn't transfer over to Jamaica. So maybe they didn't because of that reason. Maybe they're not like licensed to practice out there.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I think I'm just happy to see Married to Medicine choose to go to a black country and choose to give back. I feel like other shows outside of Married to Medicine, regardless of race, should do that. If you're going to flaunt your wealth and make a television show out of life while wealthy, which applies to housewives and pretty much every show on Bravo, we'd also love to see you guys giving back. So good for them for that. But Toya, as soon as the trip, as soon as they saw the trip was going to Jamaica, Toya and Eugene should have said, "We're going to give this to King and Quad."
I agree. That's why I said I felt like they would have been better at this because really King and Quad were this setup. So as they're giving stuff away, Toya and Heavenly have a moment because before they got there, they were getting into it in the Sprinter van. And I don't, like I said, y'all, I was watching this and paying attention, but it was just such a crazy back and forth that I'm tired of the Heavenly and Toya banter. I'm just tired of them always getting into it. So they got into it. They both exchanged words. Dr. Damon wanted to say a prayer, for them, and Toya was saying, "Okay, well, I was talking first," and Heavy said, "My man is talking, Toya, shut the fuck up. My man talking." It was just crazy, y'all. And as I said, I want to give you guys a great review in my opinion, but the problem is that I'm conflicted because these two are always getting into it. Every episode they are into it, and I'm tired of it. So I'm sorry. If y'all really wanted to know my opinion, I am tired of them two going at it because it's getting old now. I need to see somebody else get into it. I almost would rather see Heavenly and Contessa get back into it just because I need to see something else. I'm tired of Heavenly and Toya. But they end up, apologizing. And then it's also time for everyone to give like a speech to the kids to try to motivate them and everything. And I think the only ones that really touched me, if I'm being honest, King's touched me, and so did Steve's. So and I think I could resonate because I come from a single mom, and I also I come from very humble beginnings. I really do. It's hard. So I really like that they were instilled to these kids that you don't necessarily have to go the doctor route. You can also be an entrepreneur, have businesses. Now, my only problem with, an athlete and an entrepreneur doing this is that, it's great and impressionable to do these to kids, but at the same time, you know, also say do your homework because it's important. Also study as well. Now they could have said this, and maybe they just cut it out, but I wanted to make sure they instill that education is also highly important too. I just didn't hear it. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about everyone giving the speech?
I mean, it was nice. I think it was nice that there was a combination of doctors there. There was a combination of people who went into the entrepreneurial route. There's a combination of lots of degrees. The message was, to the little black kids, you could be anything that you want to be. I feel like they achieved that. And that was nice. So good for them for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely here for all of that. Um, So in terms of that, we saw all of them pretty much, mingle with the kids, have fun and everything. Um, and that was pretty much the event, as far as that. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. I gotta look at my notes, y'all, because I'm trying to do this off memory. And because this episode was such a drud. Y'all, as I said, they just did way too much of just kind of like this editing. I just didn't understand it. And they do this with Married to Medicine a lot, where to keep the show interesting and not, and rely on Heavenly, they'll just put her scenes up and then edit it weird. So now we have to kind of look, where's my notes? Why is my notes doing this to me? Now come on now, don't do this to me. But like the video, please subscribe to the channel as I take a little pause and refresh my notes here. Married to Medicine. What the hell did I just do? Oh shit. Did I delete my notes? Damn. Now I gotta figure out what the hell else happened. Because I know I'm missing something. Oh, what am I missing? Curtis showed up. I remember seeing that. Damn, I can't find my notes now. Ugh. But anyways, y'all, as I said, Married to Medicine, this is all I'm gonna really talk about because that's all they really did in the episode to me. There was a scene with Simone and Cecil. I remember that scene. I'm not going to talk too much on that because all it was saying was, you know, he had to get on the kids. But we know in real time, today's time, Simone, you ended up buying your son the car, and I'm sure he still has the Chase credit card. So that scene was pointless to do if you gave in eventually. Mrs. Best, is there anything else you want to add on that?
No, sir.
So that's pretty much the episode, y'all. Unless I'm missing something. I know there was there's gonna be more like trouble talk next episode, so hopefully that gets better. But that was pretty much it. Like they didn't really talk about too much. We know this is going to get crazy as the next episode go on, and I can't wait to see it. But there wasn't really much. There wasn't. Like I felt like they could have really kept this. This was definitely a filler episode. But you know, as I said, they giving Toya a lot this season, but I'm tired of her and Heavily fighting. I'm tired of all of this. This is so old. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video. We appreciate everyone being here. Leave a comment. Shout out to my replay gang. Thank you for being here as well. And I hope to see you guys on my next live, which on my channel will be Bell Collective. And also we will be having my show. Well, also, I'm also going to be picking up House of Villains, y'all. I know that premieres on the 27th. So I'll be doing House of Villains on my channel. So we will start that as well next weekend, too. But thank you guys for being here. We'll be on Mrs. Best channel tomorrow for 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days and 90 Days of Single Life. Thank you, Mrs. Best, for being here. Enjoy your cooking. Enjoy your food. Tell Mr. Best I said what's up. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.